Ladies and gentlemen, I hope y'all all feeling great out there. Y'all know y'all rocking with the best. Y'all know it's Lex, author of The Easy Complex, How to Finesse Your Reality, and the author of Astral, The Aesthetics of Astrology. Did you just say new book alert? New book alert? New book alert? Yes. This is my second book, everyone. And it's available on theeasycomplex.com, barnesandnobles.com, and it's available on amazon.com. And this book is 500 pages and tells you all the basics of astrology, some more intermediate things, and some more advanced things are in this book. Guaranteed that you will love it. Let me read a brief synopsis of the back to you. Ready to begin your astrological journey? Astrosthetics is widely recognized as the astrology of the new millennium. This quantum masterpiece creates a solid framework of understanding for astrology, numerology, quantum physics, and the subconscious. Your astrological knowledge will expand within your first 20 minutes of reading, guaranteed. Learn astrology at your own pace. Natal chart reading, relationships, synastry, mathematics, aspects, astrogeography, financial astrology, and many more topics are covered in this book. No more head scratching when looking at natal charts. Finesse your astrological journey today. Astrosthetics, the aesthetics of astrology. Oh, and look, I know y'all see the sweater too. This is an exclusive silver on red pull-up sweater, only available on theeasycomplex.com. All right, and y'all see it. You know, I had to do something a little bit different, and right now there are only 7 of these in the world. All right, so you want to get one? Go on theeasycomplex.com. So everyone, what is your big 3? You have the sun, the moon, and your ascendant. In the daytime, the sun dominates the sky. We only see the sun. And when the sun sets, the beauty of the moon graces the earth. The moon dominates the nighttime. And we also can see all of the stars when the moon comes out. This is another aspect that makes the moon so beautiful. So we have the sun in the daytime, and then when the sun sets, the moon says, ah, and then the moon, we see the moon. And then the moon dominates the night. And then we have the ascendant. Now I'm going to open up Astrosthetics, and I'm going to read a brief excerpt of the book to you. The ascendant, or your rising sign, is one of the most important elements in astrology. The ascendant is the sign that was rising on the eastern horizon when you was born. This is the energy that was governing the eastern part of the sky when you was born. So we have the sun and the moon, and we have the ascendant. Now the ascendant is also so important because with the ascendant, this is where we get your first house, your second house, your third house, your fourth house, and etc. So the sun and the moon are essentially something separate from your ascendant. And the ascendant is also a part of the big 3 because what's most important is, and this is in astrosthetics, this is how and where we make astrology relative to you. So when you're calculating your chart, your birth chart, and you're using what you're using, your time is important because this is how then your second house and your third house. So this is why you need your birthday. You can't get a natal chart without your birthday. And the birthday is pretty much showing us the astrological forecast of when you was born. You get it? And within this forecast, your sun and the moon, and as well the ascendant, they were in different parts of space. Now, what's beautiful about this is that this is different for everyone. Some people may have their sun and their moon together. Some people may have their sun far away from their moon. Someone may have their moon with Jupiter. And these are what we will call conjunctions, or the aspects, right? The squares, the oppositions. These things are showing us the relationships between the planets and the signs and all of these things. So this is why, and you know, in astrosthetics and in astrology in general, we love the mathematical approach. And this is why when it comes to the ascendant, the 8th house, the 9th house, this allows us to get more specific. When people say, well, my sun sign, anyone could say that about my sun sign, or anyone can say that about my moon sign. Well, not everyone can say that about your ascendant. And your ascendant deals with how you approach the world. So essentially, the ascendant is very personal. The ascendant, this is why we call it a personal horoscope. Without the ascendant, you don't get no personal horoscope. So that's why the time of birth is so important. And sometimes people may say, I might not feel like I don't know, a Virgo rising or a Scorpio rising. And then sometimes you notice, well, they could have maybe been born at another time. And this is also the beauty of the ascendant, because it essentially shows, this is why it's a personal thing. This is also the ascendant is the first house cusp. There's a difference between the first house cusp, which is the ascendant, and the actual first house. That's also something that's important to know. And you know, everybody, as we go and with the flow, I hope that as we went along, we were able to put some things in context for you and just make some things a little bit more relative. Because, you know, in astrosthetics, we really love the approach that makes sense. And that's what we love with astrology, when things actually make sense. And when we explain these things to others, they can say, wow, like that makes a little bit more sense. And that's all we're here to do. So yeah, Astrosthetics, the Aesthetics of Astrology. This book is outstanding and I know you'll love it. It's 500 pages. It's a great book, beautiful book. I know you'll love it. So make sure you go on to easycomplex.com and pick up your copy today. And as well, you can certainly get this beautiful merch as well. And you know, we'll make something very beautiful and creative for you. Why? Because you know you like it. So, your big three, I hope that this video provided a bit more context for you and understanding what is that. And essentially it's your sun, moon, and your ascendant, or your rising sign. And this is also the sign that was rising on the eastern horizon when you was born. So the natal chart is essentially, this is why they'll say it's a 2D snapshot. But what it is, it's a symbolic representation of the sky. And with you being the native on the natal chart, this is essentially your celestial nativity. And you know, that's some fly stuff. But that's essentially what the natal chart is. Showing you your relationships and relationship with the sky and the celestials. And this is why your time is important, your birthday is important, and also where you was born. Because this is showing us the relationship between, and you know, as we go, it's all about specifying. You know, it's like microscopes on microscopes. And this is once again the importance of the time. And this is going to show us what the sky's relationship with you. So it'll be, well, if you have Jupiter in a specific part of the sky, if you have Jupiter, let's say, in your ninth house, and that's beautiful because Jupiter, next we'll get into some of the natural rulers of these houses. Let's say you had Jupiter in your ninth house. When this happens, you'll maybe be someone that likes to explore. You'll like to explore the world, travel. You can have very exotic taste, very luxurious. You enjoy teaching and learning in a very fun, abundant way. Exotic things, exotic cuisines, grand. Maybe might be a bit loud sometimes. You might like to just take everything in. This is maximizing life, and what this would be Jupiter, an aspect of Jupiter's relationship with that person or that native, with Jupiter being in their ninth house. And this is that was Jupiter, but then of course we have Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, you right? And within this, there's some of these other more minute aspects, such as the North and South Node, which are within themselves pretty much somewhat similar to the ascendant, or the rising sign, or the sign that was on the eastern part of the sky when you was born. And because we all have birthdays, we all have we were all born at a certain time, right? And then when we get into what that is, this is just where the sun was, and there are variables.